Deep in the Nevada desert, the Hawthorne array of radio telescopes stood silent against the night sky. Most of the staff had gone home, except for Alex Powell. He sipped his coffee as he monitored the incoming data streams, another quiet night shift nearly complete. The computer beeped. Alex glanced at the screen, expecting another false positive. Instead, he saw a pattern unlike anything in their database. He sat up straight, coffee forgotten. "What the hell?" he whispered. The signal pulsed in regular intervals, then shifted to complex mathematical sequences. Natural phenomena didn't behave this way. His hands trembled slightly as he began recording the transmission and initiated the preliminary analysis protocols. By morning, Alex hadn't left his station. When Dr. Olivia Martinez arrived, she found him surrounded by printouts and empty coffee cups. "You look terrible," she said, setting down her bag. "What's got you so worked up?" Alex pointed to his screen. "This came in at 2:17 a.m. It's not random noise. Look at the pattern recognition results." Olivia leaned closer, her eyes widening. "Have you called Director Wilson?" "Not yet. I wanted to be sure." They spent the next hour verifying the signal wasn't terrestrial in origin. The pattern continued, repeating with slight variations that suggested it was adapting itself to be more recognizable. By noon, the Hawthorne facility had transformed. Government officials in suits rushed through hallways while technical specialists huddled around computers. The signal had been classified top secret, but rumors spread quickly. In a hastily arranged conference room, Alex and Olivia presented their findings to the assembled officials. "The signal originates from a point near the Kuiper Belt," Alex explained, pointing to a star chart. "It's definitely artificial and seems designed to attract attention." "Could it be a probe we forgot about?" asked a skeptical general. "No, sir," Olivia replied. "We've checked against all known human spacecraft. Plus, the signal contains mathematical progressions that appear to be a translation key." She pulled up a series of decoded segments on the main screen. "We believe this is an attempt at communication. The repeated sequences are gradually building a common language framework." "Are you saying it's aliens?" The word hung in the air, half whispered by someone in the back. "We're saying it's intelligent and non-human in origin," Olivia stated carefully. "And based on the increasing complexity and frequency, it appears urgent." The room erupted in arguments. Some officials wanted to ignore the signal entirely. Others argued for military preparation against possible threats. 3 days later, Olivia burst into Alex's office, her face flushed with excitement. "We did it," she said, placing her laptop on his desk. The translation algorithm finally cracked the core message. The screen displayed a simple text. "SOS. Fleet stranded. Navigation systems failed. 237 vessels. 3.2 million souls. Require assistance. Coordinates follow." "My God," Alex whispered. "It gets better," Olivia continued. "The message specifically requests Earth's help. They know we're here, Alex. They've been watching us." "Why would advanced aliens need our help?" Alex asked. "I don't know, but the next part is interesting." She scrolled down. "They say Earth technology contains unique properties they require. Something about our approach to physics and engineering." The UN Security Council convened an emergency session. Experts debated whether the signal represented an opportunity or threat. Military leaders argued for caution, while scientists pushed for response. Dr. Martinez addressed the council directly. "Throughout human history, we've looked to the stars and wondered if we're alone. Now we know we're not. This is our chance to prove what humanity truly is, not just to these beings, but to ourselves." After heated debate, the vote passed by a narrow margin. Earth would answer the call. The United Nations Space Initiative headquarters buzzed with activity. 6 weeks had passed since Earth decided to answer the alien distress call. Captain Daniel Wright stood before a wall of screens, reviewing the profiles of potential crew members for the rescue mission. "These are our best picks?" he asked, pointing to a highlighted name. Admiral Ross nodded. "Sam Garcia is the top engineer in the program. Unorthodox methods, but gets results." Daniel studied the file. Garcia had pioneered several breakthroughs in propulsion systems that made this mission possible in the first place. "And what about Dr. Martinez? She's a linguist, not an astronaut." "She decoded the original message," Ross replied. "We need her to maintain communication." The experimental ship Pathfinder waited in lunar orbit, humanity's most advanced vessel. Originally designed as a Mars colony support craft, it had been rapidly modified for deep space travel. 2 days later, Daniel led his newly formed crew through the ship. 28 specialists from 12 countries, the best Earth had to offer. "This will be your home for the next 18 months, he explained as they entered the command center. "If everything goes according to plan." Sam Garcia ran her hand over the engineering console. "These systems aren't designed for what we're attempting," she said. "We'll need to make adjustments en route." "That's why you're here," Daniel replied. "I need your creativity." Dr. Martinez joined them, carrying a portable computing unit. "I've been working on an expanded translation matrix. The aliens are sending regular updates on their situation." "Anything useful?" Daniel asked. "They call themselves the Navidry. Their fleet was escaping their dying star system when their navigation systems failed. Without repairs, their life support will eventually fail." "Why us?" Sam asked the question everyone wondered. "They must be centuries ahead technologically." "They say human computational methods follow different principles than theirs," Olivia explained. "Something about our linear adaptive problem solving. I'm still working on the technical terms." Training consumed the next 3 weeks. The crew practiced emergency procedures, studied alien data packets, and modified equipment for unknown challenges. They worked 16-hour days, knowing the fate of millions depended on their success. The night before launch, Daniel couldn't sleep. He stood at the observation window, staring at Earth below. "Nervous?" Olivia appeared beside him. "Wouldn't you be? We're making first contact with a desperate alien civilization using technology we barely understand." She smiled. "Yet here we are, running toward it instead of away." "That's humanity for you," he replied, curious to a fault. Launch day arrived with global attention. News outlets worldwide covered the event, though the full mission details remained classified. The crew boarded with solemn determination, each carrying personal items and the hopes of their nations. Sam oversaw final engine checks, making minor adjustments until the last moment. "The propulsion system is stable, but I've added redundancies to the cooling systems," she reported. "We can't exactly call for a tow truck out there." At Mission Control, Admiral Ross addressed the crew one final time. "You represent not just your countries, but our entire species. Whatever you find out there, remember you carry humanity's best qualities with you." The Pathfinder detached from the lunar station at 700 hours. Its revolutionary engines glowed blue as they powered up, pushing the ship toward the outer solar system faster than any human craft before. On the bridge, Daniel watched his crew at their stations. Fear and excitement mingled on their faces, the same emotions churning inside him. "Set course for the coordinates," he ordered. "Let's go save some aliens." 3 weeks into their journey, the Pathfinder hummed steadily as it pushed deeper into the outer solar system. The crew had settled into routines, though sleep remained difficult in the strange environment of deep space. The ship's artificial gravity worked well enough, but something about being so far from Earth affected everyone differently. Lieutenant Kate Johnson monitored the navigation systems when she noticed an anomaly in their speed calculations. She checked the figures 3 times before calling Captain Wright. "Sir, you need to see this," she said, pointing to her screen. "Our engines are performing above expected parameters. We're moving faster than our projections." Daniel studied the data. "Could it be an error in the measurements?" "I don't think so. I've run diagnostics twice." They brought Sam Garcia to the bridge. The engineer examined the readings with growing excitement. The engine modifications I made are interacting with space in ways we didn't anticipate, she explained. Something about the vacuum out here is enhancing our propulsion efficiency. Is it safe? Daniel asked. Sam nodded. Actually, it's more stable. At this rate, we'll reach the alien fleet weeks ahead of schedule. The news lifted crew morale. In the mess hall that evening, people spoke more freely about their hopes and fears for the mission. Do you think they'll look like us? Asked Medical Officer Ryan Ellis. Doubtful, Olivia replied. Their biology evolved under different conditions. Their messages mentioned breathing apparatus to handle our atmosphere. The conversation paused as the ship shuddered slightly. Just minor turbulence, Sam assured everyone after checking her tablet. We're passing through a debris field. That night, Daniel found Olivia in the observation room, staring at the stars. Without Earth's atmosphere, they shone with unbelievable clarity. New transmission? He asked. Yes, the Navidri are growing anxious. Some of their smaller vessels have failing life support systems. We're going as fast as we can. I know, she said, but there's something else. They mentioned that some in their fleet opposed contacting us. Political divisions, apparently. Daniel frowned. So we might be walking into more than just a rescue mission. It seems conflict is universal, Olivia said with a small smile. As they passed Neptune's orbit, the ship's sensors detected unusual energy readings. Sam and her engineering team worked tirelessly to understand them. It's like ripples in space-time, she explained during a briefing. The stranded fleet's presence is affecting the surrounding area. The phenomenon grew stronger as they approached the coordinates. Strange lights danced outside the viewports, casting eerie shadows through the ship. It's beautiful, Kate whispered as colored waves washed over the bridge windows. On day 43, the sensors picked up massive objects ahead. The crew gathered on the bridge, holding their breath as the ship's cameras focused on distant shapes. My God, Daniel murmured as the image cleared. Hundreds of vessels floated in the darkness. Some were enormous, easily 10 times larger than the Pathfinder. Their designs were unlike anything humans had imagined, curved, organic shapes with pulsing light patterns along their hulls. Most appeared dormant, but a few showed signs of activity. They're beautiful, Kate said. Olivia's console beeped with an incoming message. Her eyes widened as she read. Captain, they're hailing us directly, she said. They want visual communication. Daniel straightened his uniform. The moment humanity had speculated about for centuries had arrived. Put them on screen, he ordered. The main display flickered, and then filled with the image of an alien being. Its skin shimmered with a bluish tint, large multifaceted eyes blinked independently, and what appeared to be breathing tendrils moved gently around its face. Greetings, humans, the translation software rendered in slightly mechanical tones. We are the Navidri. Thank you for answering our call. The Pathfinder approached the massive alien fleet cautiously. Up close, the ships looked even more impressive. Some spanning several kilometers in length, their hulls adorned with intricate patterns that seemed both decorative and functional. Their flagship is requesting permission to dock, Olivia reported, studying the incoming transmission. They're sending schematics for a compatible airlock system. Daniel nodded. Send them to engineering. Sam, can we make this work? Sam reviewed the diagrams on her tablet. Yes, but we'll need to fabricate an adapter. Give me 2 hours. While Sam's team worked, Daniel prepared the crew for first contact. Security protocols were established, and the medical team readied quarantine procedures. Remember, Daniel addressed his officers, we're here to help, but stay alert. We know almost nothing about their culture or intentions. The docking procedure went smoothly. A soft, metallic clang signaled the connection was secure. Air pressure equalized between the vessels, and the indicator lights turned green. Ready when you are, Captain, Kate said from her station. Daniel, Olivia, Sam, and 2 security officers positioned themselves at the airlock. The inner door slid open, revealing a short corridor ending at another door, the entrance to the alien ship. "This is it," Daniel said quietly. The outer door opened with a hiss of escaping air. 3 alien figures stood in the opening. The central one, taller than the others, stepped forward. Up close, the Navidri were even more striking. Slender bodies covered in what looked like smooth scales that shifted color with movement. Their faces featured 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern and breathing appendages that gently undulated. "I am Zixval, commander of the Celestial Exodus," the alien spoke, a small device at its throat translating into English. "Welcome aboard the Astral Haven." "Captain Daniel Wright of Earth Vessel Pathfinder," Daniel replied. "We've come to assist." Zixval's eyes blinked in sequence. "A remarkable journey for your species. Please follow me." They were led through corridors unlike any human design, curved walls that seemed almost liquid, pulsing with soft light that followed their movements. Crew members worked at stations that appeared to respond to touch and thought simultaneously. In a large chamber with viewports overlooking the fleet, Zixval explained their situation. "Our star system was dying. We evacuated 3.2 million of our people, all who remained after the long decline. Our destination is a suitable planet 40 light-years from here." "What happened to strand you?" Sam asked. Another Navidri stepped forward, introducing itself as Chief Engineer Trelnox. It gestured to a holographic display showing complex machinery. "Our quantum navigation array failed during a gravitational disturbance. Without it, we cannot safely plot a course through this region's unstable spacetime. We've been adrift for what you would call 8 months, Zixval added. Life support is failing on our smaller vessels. We've lost 17 already. The implication was clear. Thousands had already died. "Why did you contact Earth specifically?" Daniel asked the question that had bothered them all. "Surely there are more advanced civilizations closer to you." Zixval's color pattern shifted to deeper blues. "We have monitored your development for decades. Your approach to technology follows different principles than ours or other known species. You were our last resort," Trelnox said bluntly. "We considered your world too primitive and volatile to contact directly. Until we had no choice." Sam raised an eyebrow. "Primitive. Your technology is crude by our standards," Trelnox continued. "But your computational methods and engineering principles are uniquely innovative. You solve problems differently." Olivia stepped closer to the holographic display. "You're saying our primitive thinking might save you when advanced technology couldn't." "Precisely," Zixval confirmed. "Your species thinks in ways ours cannot. We need that perspective now." Daniel looked through the viewport at the fleet stretching into the darkness, millions of lives hanging in the balance. "Show us exactly what we're dealing with," he said. "We'll do whatever we can." Sam Garcia stared at the alien quantum navigation array, her mind racing to understand its principles. The device occupied an entire chamber aboard the Navidri flagship, with crystalline components suspended in what appeared to be a magnetic field. Trelnox hovered nearby, monitoring her reactions. "This is unlike anything we've developed," Sam said, circling the structure. "But the basic principles aren't completely foreign." She pointed to a series of geometric formations at the core. "These look like decision matrices. They process navigational calculations, right?" Trelnox's color patterns brightened. "Yes, you understand more quickly than expected." Over the next several days, human and alien engineers worked side by side. The Pathfinder crew was divided into teams, each tackling different aspects of the problem. Daniel coordinated their efforts while maintaining regular reports back to Earth. Sam discovered that the alien technology, while incredibly advanced, had a fundamental flaw. It processed information using quantum entanglement principles that made it vulnerable to certain spacetime distortions. "Your system is too perfect," she explained to a group of Navidri engineers. "It can't adapt to chaotic variables because it's designed to find ideal solutions." "Perfect systems fail perfectly," one alien commented. Sam nodded. Exactly. Human computers are clunkier but more flexible. We build in redundancies and workarounds because our technology frequently fails. The Nevidri found this concept fascinating. They had engineered their systems toward perfection for thousands of years, eliminating what they saw as inefficiencies. This approach had served them well until they encountered this unusual region of space. Meanwhile, Olivia spent time with Nevidri cultural experts, learning about their civilization. Despite their alien appearance, she found surprising similarities in their social structures and emotional responses. They have families, art, political disagreements, she told Daniel during a private meal in the Pathfinder's mess hall. They're different, but recognizable. Any insights that might help us work together better? He asked. They value precision and harmony. Direct disagreement makes them uncomfortable, but they respect clear reasoning. On the sixth day, alarms blared throughout both ships. Kate rushed to the bridge, where the sensors showed a massive energy surge approaching. Solar flare from a nearby star, she reported as Daniel arrived. Much bigger than we anticipated. The flare threatened both the Pathfinder and several nearby Nevidri vessels. The aliens' remaining power was dedicated to their life support systems, leaving them vulnerable to the radiation. We can maneuver the Pathfinder to shield the closest alien ship, Daniel suggested during an emergency meeting with HFY. Our radiation shielding should handle it. The alien commander's breathing tendrils flattened against its face, unacceptable risk to your vessel. We have better maneuverability, Daniel insisted. It's the logical choice. With minutes to decide, Daniel ordered the Pathfinder to position itself between the flare and a Nevidri vessel containing nearly 10,000 civilians. The human ship's engines strained as it held position. Radiation levels rising, Kate reported as the flare hit, shield holding at 82%. The bridge crew worked frantically to maintain their position as the ship shuddered under the energy barrage. For 3 tense minutes, they endured the assault until the flare finally passed. Status report, Daniel called out. Minor damage to external sensors, Kate replied. Otherwise, we're intact. When they returned to the flagship, the mood had changed. The Nevidri crew members moved differently around the humans, their color patterns showing new patterns. You risk your lives for our people, HFY said during a gathering in their central chamber. This was unexpected. It's what we came to do, Daniel replied simply. Later, Sam found Trellnox examining the Pathfinder's engine designs with new interest. Your engines adapted to the radiation by routing power through secondary systems, the alien engineer noted. Inefficient but effective. Sam smiled. That's kind of our specialty. Human engineering isn't about perfection. It's about surviving when things go wrong. Perhaps, Trellnox said, its colors shifting thoughtfully. There is wisdom in imperfection we have forgotten. The repair efforts entered their second week as Sam and Trellnox developed a hybrid navigation system. It worked in a large laboratory aboard the Nevidri flagship, surrounded by components from both vessels. The breakthrough came when we stopped trying to fix your system and decided to replace parts of it instead. Sam explained to Daniel and HFY. We're using our computational methods with your quantum hardware. She pointed to a complex diagram hovering in midair. We'll essentially create a parallel navigation system that can operate when the main array encounters anomalies. A backup system, Daniel nodded, like having an old-fashioned compass alongside GPS. Trellnox's color patterns shifted to indicate agreement. The elegant simplicity of your approach is unexpected. Our engineers would never consider such methods. While the technical teams worked, Lieutenant Kate Johnson conducted security sweeps of the Pathfinder. During a routine check of their communications array, she discovered something troubling. Captain, someone accessed our secure databases 3 days ago, she reported in Daniel's private quarters. They copied our files on Earth's defense systems. Daniel frowned. Could it have been accidental? Part of the information exchange? No, sir. This was targeted and hidden. Someone didn't want us to know they were looking. They kept the Discovery quiet while increasing security protocols. Kate began her own investigation, carefully monitoring data transfers between the ships. Meanwhile, the repair plan progressed. The modified navigation system would require physical installation on the Navidri flagship's exterior hull. This meant a dangerous spacewalk for the installation team. The area experiences intense radiation bursts. Trellnox warned during the planning session. Your environmental suits won't provide adequate protection for more than 30 minutes. Then we'll work fast, Sam replied. The installation team consisted of 4 humans and 3 Navidri. They trained together in simulations, learning to coordinate their movements despite their different physiologies. The night before the mission, Olivia found Sam in the Pathfinder's observation deck, staring at the alien fleet. Nervous about tomorrow? Olivia asked. A little, Sam admitted, but the math checks out. This should work. The Navidri linguists shared something interesting today, Olivia said, sitting beside her. There's a faction among them that oppose contacting Earth. They called it the Purity Directive. Sam turned to her. What do they want? They believe outside influence will corrupt their civilization. Some apparently argued for continuing their journey, even if it meant losing more ships. The spacewalk began early the next day. Sam led the team out of the airlock, tethered to both ships as they maneuvered to the installation point. The vastness of space spread around them, the distant sun little more than a bright star. Beginning primary connections, Sam reported, her voice slightly distorted over the radio. All readings normal. The work progressed smoothly until a warning flashed in her helmet display. Radiation spike incoming. Everyone secure your positions. The team anchored themselves as a wave of energy washed over them. When it passed, Sam noticed something alarming on the partially installed device. There's damage to the primary coupling, she reported. This wasn't caused by radiation. Someone sabotaged this component. Back on the Pathfinder, Kate rushed into the command center. Captain, I've identified the source of the security breach. It's coming from a smaller vessel on the fleet's perimeter. Daniel immediately contacted Zix Vol. We have evidence of sabotage. The navigation repair is being deliberately undermined. The alien commander's color patterns darkened dramatically. The Purity Directive. They must have agents aboard my ship. As Sam's team struggled to repair the damaged component, an unauthorized shuttle launched from the distant ship Kate had identified. They're heading directly for the installation team, Kate warned. Intercept course, Daniel ordered. We need to buy them more time. As the Pathfinder moved to protect the spacewalkers, the true extent of the conspiracy began to unfold. The fate of both species now hung in the balance. The Pathfinder's engines flared as it moved to intercept the approaching shuttle. On the bridge, Daniel watched the tactical display with growing concern. Open a channel, he ordered. Unidentified Navidri vessel. This is Captain Wright. Return to your ship immediately. No response came as the shuttle continued its approach toward the installation team. Daniel had seconds to decide. Defensive measures only, he instructed. Target their propulsion systems. The Pathfinder fired a precision burst that disabled the shuttle's engines, leaving it drifting harmlessly. Meanwhile, Sam's team worked frantically to complete the installation. Almost there, Sam reported, her breathing heavy in the confined space of her helmet. Final connections established. Aboard the flagship, Olivia and Zix Val confronted the leader of the Purity Directive, a high-ranking Navidri named Krelvor. Security officers from both species stood guard as the conspirator was brought before them. You would doom thousands of our people rather than accept human help, Zix Val demanded, color patterns flashing with anger. Our civilization has survived for millennia by maintaining our purity of thought and technology, Krelvor replied. These humans will change us forever. We were already changing, Olivia said quietly. That's what living species do. Outside, Sam's team completed the installation. They returned to the airlock just as their oxygen reserves reached critical levels. The modified navigation system came online. its displays glowing with a combination of navigacy and human design elements. Beginning system test, Trellnox announced in the control center. Everyone watched as the hybrid system processed its first calculations. The display showed a clear path through the spatial anomalies that had trapped the fleet. "It works," Sam whispered, exhaustion evident in her voice. The news spread quickly through both vessels. In the flagship's main chamber, representatives from both species gathered to witness the moment. Even Krell and the other dissidents were present, though under guard. "The navigation system is fully operational," Zixval announced. "We can resume our journey within 8 hours." The room filled with the musical tones that represented Navidri applause. Daniel stepped forward to stand beside the alien commander. "The Pathfinder will escort you until you're clear of the anomaly field," he offered. Zixval's color patterns shifted to warm hues. "Your assistance has meant more than just survival. It has taught us something valuable about different paths to knowledge." The commander turned to address the gathered crowd. "For too long, we believed advancement meant perfection. We forgot that adaptation requires diversity of thought and approach." Even Krell seemed affected by the speech, his colors subtly changing as he listened. Later, as preparations for departure began, the Navidri presented the humans with gifts. Technical specifications for some of their less advanced technologies, star charts of regions humans had yet to explore, and cultural artifacts representing their history. "These are generous," Daniel said, accepting the offerings. "But the real gift is the relationship between our peoples." "We will send representatives to Earth," Zixval confirmed. "And we extend an invitation for humans to join our new colony when it is established." The massive fleet began to move the next day, their engines glowing with renewed energy. The Pathfinder took position at the head of the formation, guiding them through the first section of their journey. On the observation deck, Olivia stood with Daniel watching the spectacular sight of thousands of ships in formation. "No one on Earth will believe this without seeing it," she said. "They will soon enough," Daniel replied. "The Navidri ambassadors will make quite an impression." As the fleet cleared the anomaly field, the Pathfinder prepared to return home. Their mission had transformed from a desperate rescue to the beginning of an alliance. Earth would never be the same. Sam joined them at the viewport, watching as the alien vessels accelerated toward their distant destination. "Not bad for primitives, huh?" she said with a smile. The Pathfinder turned toward home, carrying news that would forever change humanity's place in the universe.